Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hugo Quintanilla with another live. Tonight we are talking about the real estate pulse, navigating today's market trends and insights. It is the real estate recap where we talk about the top news stories of the week and how they impact the industry. Today, I am your host, Hugo Quintanilla, and I am a licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. I am here to help you out, navigate your journey, help you find your own compass, so to speak, and learn a little bit more about real estate every day. As you know, I am licensed with Long and Foster in Maryland and am here to help. So let's continue. The gist of the week's stories vary between sales reports and some lawsuits. So, number one, Midwest and South see gains in pending home sales. Northeast and West pull back. That's real estate news and insights on Realtor.com on March 28th. This article highlights the monthly fluctuations in pending home sales across various regions, indicating a growing demand in the Midwest and South, while witnessing a downturn in the higher priced markets of the Northeast and West. As we know, the higher price markets are a little bit tougher to get into. So we're seeing an exodus in those places, and an exodus is a little bit much. We're seeing a pullback in those places of people wanting to move there. And we're seeing a um, more of a spreading out of where people are moving to. There's huge incentives of where people are invited to move to because they need more people. So yeah, we are seeing these trends play out, especially post pandemic, how people's appetites for certain architecture has changed. And also as as things have gotten more expensive, how have they changed? So it is one of those things that you can look at the numbers month to month, but over the span of a year, you'll notice the trends and how they have been altered. And we're going back to more of a seasonal year. So hopefully that continues to be the trend. Number two, home prices hit new record highs in January. Case Shiller reports real estate news and insights on Realtor.com. That was on the 26th, reporting a significant 6% year over year increase in nationwide home prices in January. This piece delves into the factors contributing to this surge and into the implications on the housing market. It goes without saying, if the prices are higher, it's going to be tougher for the average person to get into the market. And it's okay. It might not be the time for everyone to buy right now. There also is a record low supply. So, with that being said, when you have a whole bunch of buyers on the market waiting for homes and you have little to few homes available to sell, it can really become a daunting task to try to get these homes sold at a reasonable price. You have the law of supply and demand at that point. So that's the argument that NAR has always made when it comes to the lawsuit, is that we don't control prices. At the end of the day, we can set a offer price, a list price, and from that point on, it is the market that decides what the value of that home is, and the seller that decides to agree to that offer. I've been lowballed plenty of times, and I've had sellers consider it. I haven't lived in a market where it has panned out for that lowball, and we've always gotten a better offer. I've always been, fortunate enough to be able to say that. And it really, I've worked in a market where we've seen 13% increases for some people. So that is not a typical market. It is something that is an outlier. But to see again another 6% year over year increase in nationwide home prices in January is quite impressive. The economy still keeps chugging along. So that again is translating into interest rates staying higher for longer, which is something that you keep hearing on the news. Number three, builders lower new home prices to attract buyers amid rising Mortgage rates, again, the big push to have new construction at the forefront, as we're seeing more people develop new construction and more builders hop into it. And sentiment is high. People are really feeling good about these new projects. And that was on real estate news and insights, again on realtor.com. Uh, The median sales price of new homes fell by 7.6% annually in February to 400,000, reaching its lowest point since June 2021, as builders adapt strategies to entice buyers in a high mortgage rate environment. Remember, their margins are very different because they can also finance, they also have deals like that, and they need to sell certain number of properties before they can continue building. That is kind of the biggest catch 22 of being a builder, is that you can't just build everything that you want all at once and have it ready for people to come and purchase. You have to build it in phases, and it that has proven to be a little bit challenging for most builders, especially as prices go up on a lot of their raw materials that they need. Number four, existing home sales experience significant jump, indicating positive market momentum. Real estate news and insights, realtor.com, and highlighting the largest month over month increase in existing home sales in a year. This article discusses the potential factors and market conditions contributing to this positive trend. It has been in a very impactful year for home sales, and we are seeing the numbers now. Are the numbers a little skewed? Because you can always skew numbers. Yes, they are sometimes, because you are looking at national numbers, you're looking at, markets that might be outside of your price range. It really can get tough, and we're seeing huge, changes in wealth. Someone just won a 1.3 billion dollars in Oregon. So that in itself will completely change the landscape somehow. So we're seeing more of that happen, more of these wild card factors spring up. So it's going to be very interesting to see as we have more properties come on the market, because I feel over time it's inevitable. Not everyone is going to be able to afford some of these homes. Life changes happen, and people have life decisions that they go through. There are phases such as divorce, such as marriages, such as children, such as moving, such as schooling, such as working, that are all going to contribute to real estate and real estate sales. So some markets and some years, yes, it's better than others, but inevitably real estate will always sell. And it's just something that we need. We all need a home. Number five, housing starts show strong rebound in February. Commercial department says. Real estate news and insights, realtor.com. The construction of new homes saw a notable rebound of 10.7% in February, signaling a potential easing in housing supply constraints. And again, I talked a little bit earlier in the last week, I think, about the push to make more housing in Maryland. It is the biggest answer that government has, is to make more housing, or to repurpose some of the housing, or start projects in some of the housing. There's huge hurdles in that in itself because of the way some of these rules and legislation is written. I was not familiar with a lot of these hurdles until you really start to just delve into it, and it really gets into the weeds of government, and it makes you want to understand and do more. It really is inspiring to see some people that just dedicate themselves so much to doing the legislative footwork, to be there, to run for office, to um, be diplomatic, and still challenge these issues. I really do commend you, because it is quite challenging just to really tackle some of these questions when there's so many people that this could impact. And really, that is the hardest issue to tackle, is, are we starting to come to a point where we're impeding on local jurisdiction's power. And that's really been the long and the short of it, is at what point is government okay to do that, and at what point is it preferable they not, so it's kind of a balancing act. But every piece of legislation is different, and when there's legislation, you see things change. And you know, luckily we have a lot more progressive thinking minds out there nowadays. But it's all a trial and error because, as we all know, democracy is not easy. So let us continue. Number six, NAR Deputy Chief Economist discusses impact of stabilizing mortgage rates on home buyers. Real Estate News NAR, and this was on April 5th. This analysis explores how the stabilization of mortgage rates is expected to influence home buying experiences, making the process potentially less stressful for aspiring home buyers. With the stabilization higher for longer, it's going to basically be 7%. We haven't seen the rates change too much. It's pretty much been the same, around the sixes to sevens, depending on what market you're in. So it's pretty much the case for many at this point. If we see rates start to go down, I'm sure we're going to see more people hop onto the market. But remember, do the math. If the rates go down, how much would that impact you? Because really, it could be just a couple of dollars a month. I know over 30 years that translates to a lot. I get it. But timing the market could really hurt you in a situation with limited supply. Because remember, when we have less people in the market, we have more availability of homes. We have, more opportunities to see more homes. So when we have more people in the market and the same number of homes, we have less homes to sell. And of course, there's more competition. So that increases prices and can make you purchase a home more difficult and more expensive. Number seven, consumer survey reveals key traits desired in real estate agents. Real Estate News NAR, and that was on April 4th. Reflecting on a recent survey, this article outlines the qualities and skills consumers value most in real estate professionals during the home buying and selling process. It's a really neat article. I think it's interesting to know because it makes me want to do better. I know I lack in a lot of areas, and I know that I'm always growing as a realtor. I really have found it such a rewarding profession because it's given me the opportunity to grow so much and such a short amount of time, and really educate myself on how I can help anyone do this. It really is just a matter of putting the pedal to the metal and thinking about greater things, and understanding the benefit and the beauty of things like compound wealth and financing. And you know it's just it's hard sometimes to help everyone because sometimes people don't see it. You can explain this stuff to someone every day for a million years and they will not get it. They won't do the work. They won't take the time. But every once in a while I meet clients that when they hear it, you just see something in their heads just click, and the light bulb just goes off and they get it and they have tunnel vision and they just go. And it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference on working with a client like that. And I love it. I love it. I've always been successful with clients like that, and they make being a realtor so rewarding. And really, working with all my clients is been a rewarding experience because I learn from all of them, trying to be better for each and every one of them. So I really do appreciate all of you. Number 8, the advantages of phase inspections for new home buyers highlighted. Real Estate News NAR, this was on the 28th of March, discussing the benefits of conducting multiple inspections during the construction of new homes. This piece emphasizes the importance of early problem detection and resolution. There were tons of videos that came out with real estate professionals and TikTokers and influencers. They were looking at new home builds, and they were just top to bottom taped up with blue tape. And if you don't know, that means that a spot on the wall or something has to be noted or checked out during an inspection. And usually, places that have a lot of tape, there's a lot of stuff to check out. So there were some errors that it's just like, what is going on? And I'm not saying this to be, picky on every situation and every builder, but there's some builders that are not very thorough with the amount of work that they do and the kind and quality of work that they do. It's not every market, it's not every demographic, but it's happening and it's being documented. So more than anything, once you see it, report it to the person in charge and get it fixed. Don't accept a home like that. I know there's legal paperwork in between, but you can't accept a home like that. And you should protect yourself as much as you can. So, working with a professional that will make sure that those things are taken care of or at least acknowledged and addressed, it could be a huge peace of mind. Because I saw some things like cracks and like missing studs and it just absurd things, that really are out of pocket. And I know this is like an outlier case somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but at the same time, that is the worst case scenario that we want to avoid. You never want to put your client into a situation where that's what they're going through. Number 9, Realtor.com analysis identifies best time for home sales in spring 2024. Real Estate News, NAR, March 28th. Leveraging historical listing metrics, this study pinpoints the most advantageous time for sellers in the spring market, aiming to maximize their selling potential. It is the 13th and 14th. We are coming up on it. It is open house weekend for Long and Foster. So you will see a lot of ads probably for a lot of very beautiful open houses and new listings. It is a great time to get out there. The number of listings that I saw coming up in our region was so long. It was crazy, but it shows that people are out there and they're ready to sell their homes. So if you know anyone that wants to sell their home, if you want to sell your home, if you want to buy a home, keep your eyes out and talk to me. I'm a real person. I sell real estate and I don't just talk about it on the internet. So feel free and get a consultation. There's no pressure, no commitment. And as you can see, I'm pretty transparent with what I like to do. So Number 10, Chicago voters oppose transfer tax following NAR advocacy. This is Real Estate News, NAR, March 26th, detailing the outcome of proposed transfer tax measure in Chicago. This article examines the implications of the voters' decisions and the influence of realtor advocacy efforts on the result. Again, I got just on a sidebar, I got a note from Maryland legislation saying that, thank you. And Maryland Realtors saying thank you, and little things like that that we all should be getting involved in because I myself as a real estate professional am impacted by this. But more than anything else, it impacts our communities. It impacts what is going on in real estate and in housing. And that impacts all of us without saying. I'm trying to find the a couple of other stories that I had. I thought I had prepared, but you know, I don't see them. I guess I must have moved them around. I wanted to touch on again the NAR lawsuit and how the DOJ was going to be reopening their investigation into the lawsuit. Um, Basically, in the long and the short of it is that there's nothing really that has been set in stone. Again, this is something that was brought up, but it hasn't really transpired into anything further. But again, we got that news late in the week, and I'm sure that over the weekend, a lot of this talking was done. But yeah, it's going to be a year where I'm sure a lot of headlines are gonna um, just plague the landscape with cases more than anything. Sensationalized cases. You're already seeing it with P. Diddy. You're seeing antitrust cases in a lot of other markets and industries. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of headlines. Make sure you're reading through the headlines. Some things, are obviously spin, and some things are obviously based in fact. So just have your discernment. More than anything else, take your time to fact check and verify, and make sure that you're getting your facts from somewhere reputable. In this day and age with AI, it's so easy to fall for anything, and it really can get tricky out there. So make sure you're taking your time to do your research and be safe out there, because more than anything, we're seeing a rise in cyber attacks. And that was another article I wanted to talk about today that I guess didn't make the cut. But cybersecurity. If you have an iPhone device and you are being spammed by multi-factor authentication, asking you to reset your password, you are being attacked. There's a new hack out there where devices are being spammed, and basically it's called MFA fatigue, where they spam you with so many of these that you eventually you just reset it just because you think it's pertinent to you, and they even go as far as even reaching out to you. So it can be dangerous out there. So take your time, do your due diligence. Apple's not going to reach out to you unless you reach out to Apple, and stay vigilant out there, because just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist and it can't be dangerous to you and your friends and family. So it's a complicated world out there, ladies and gentlemen, but I appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time here with me. If you just joined us a little bit later on in the live, today we were talking about the top 10 real estate news stories of the past week. And just to quickly recap, the Midwest South sees gains in pending home sales. Northeast and West pull back. Home sales hit record highs in January. Case-Shiller reports builders lower new home prices to attract buyers amid rising mortgage rates. Existing home sales experienced significant jumps, indicating positive market momentum. Housing starts show strong rebound in February, Commerce Department says, and NAR Deputy Chief Economist discusses impact of stabilized mortgage rates on home buyers. Number 7, consumer survey reveals key traits desired in real estate agents. Number 8, the advantage of phase inspections for new home buyers highlighted. Number 9, Realtor.com analysis identifies best time for home sales in spring 2024. It's the 13th and the 14th. Number 10, Chicago voters oppose transfer tax following NAR advocacy. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me as always, and I will catch you all tomorrow for another live. So, thank you. My name is Hugo Quintanilla. I am your local licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. My phone number 240-389-4846. My email hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you all tomorrow. We will talk about something. Let's see. What were we going to talk about tomorrow? Can I give you guys a little bit of a preview? Can I? I think I can. Tomorrow we are going to be talking home inspections. Home inspection 101. That's a good one. We're going to be talking about Inspect from Long and Foster, and a lot of Long and Foster all-in-one solutions. So my dear friends over there, and actually shout out to David Hafer from my elementary school over at Inspect. But yeah, very Great organization over there. They have all sorts of options for your inspection needs. Usually do them within the next day. Very thorough reports, all types of analysis, and I'll give you some more information about it tomorrow. All right. Take care. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and thank you so much. Have a great weekend.